I didn't know what to do, right? And I was desperate. I didn't want to tell my parents that I quit school because that's like for an Indian family, that's like the biggest shame, right? Your son quit school, and both my parents were surgeons, right?
Surgeons.
Yeah, and your son quit school, so this is like you're going to bring shame to the family. So that it was a rocky start to say the least. So,
but now they're proud, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate. You know, sometimes it's like, what do they say, right? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, that sort of thing. And I went to a Mike Ferry seminar. A lot of people may know that name in the industry. Big, huge sales trainer for real estate agents. And I mean, when I say I was broke, I literally didn't even have the $400 or $500 to be able to pay for it. And sometimes, you know, life humbles you. I remember running my credit card at the door, and it didn't go through. And literally, like, I'm like 19, 20 years old, you want to cry. Like, but you're obviously, you're ashamed of yourself, right? To be in that position. And I remember there was a lady by the name of Miss Kathy, and she changed my life because she let me, she's like, you know, it's okay. It's probably it's a security thing. Yeah. It wasn't a security thing, man. It was like, I didn't have the money, right? I mean, that was the truth. But she's like, you know, Mike said it's okay. And she said, let me sit in the front row. And all weekend long, I kept avoiding her because I was so ashamed of myself, right? I couldn't afford to go to the lunchroom with everybody else because this is some big fancy Marriott in Pittsburgh. And I didn't have the $40, right? But it's interesting how things happen because everybody had nice cars. I had this beat up Mustang. The paint was peeled off. And I remember this because I slept in the car and I had to change of clothes. I went to the gym and it was like $8 to pay for, like, to go take a shower, right? But it's, sometimes they say, you know, it's a character building experience. So that was my, I guess, character building experience was, but I mean, like, literally that was the start. So.
And then you started, you went through the course, you started cold calling.
I mean, rest was history because he said, hey, here's a script. And I literally took the index cards and I would just every day, 3-4 hours, I would call people, just expireds, FISBOs, canceled listings every single day.
You got some business?
I got a lot of business. I got a lot of business. I did a lot of experiments.
A lot of agents don't want to do that, you know?
A lot of agents don't want to do that.
No, I mean, still, it's just something that's been, everybody knows about it.
No,
nobody wants to do it.
You know, it's like everybody used to laugh at me at the office.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody used to laugh. They weren't laughing 6-8 months down the road.
Yeah.
Right? And because I was getting listings. Right? I mean, literally, first listing, I would do open house for everybody. And it just happens to be that somebody walks in and buys a house from the open house. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Right? This is my first sale.
Yeah.
And I had told the owner that, hey, if you list with me, I'll do an open house. Anybody comes to an open house, you don't have to pay me anything. Yeah. I mean, the guy was a lawyer. He felt so bad for me that he gave me $500, right?
Yeah.
The brokerage took $100 and $400. I mean, that was gas money I didn't have. I mean, so it was not a good start because, mind you, all this time I'm trying to avoid telling my parents, so I don't necessarily have money. I'm at RE/MAX because they say we pay 100% commissions at the time, right? And I was their number one, so I wanted to be number one. So I was that guy that always had these grandiose ideas. I quite didn't know how to put them into practice at the time. So